On a frozen November morning in the rural town of Kasur, an excavator operator dug into the damp clay along the Lahore Highway expansion project. The steel bucket scraped against a buried wooden chest bound with rusted wire. Inside lay the skeletal remains of a child, preserved beneath decades of compressed soil. Beside the fragile skull was a faded plastic toy train and a leather passport pouch containing an official stamp. The teeth matched dental records belonging to 8-year-old Daniyal Chaudhry. The official state database recorded that Daniyal had safely boarded a flight to London in June of 1998. Local police senior officer Tariq Farouk opened the archived ledger from 28 years prior. The file was surprisingly thin. In 1998, Daniyal had been registered as departing Pakistan from Lahore International Airport alongside his wealthy uncle, high-ranking magistrate Rashid Chaudhry. Public records showed the boy settling in England, attending private school, and later inheriting vast agricultural lands across Punjab. Yet here lay his physical body, buried just 5 miles from his ancestral estate. Officer Farouk noticed an odd detail in the old paper manifest. The child's passport photograph bore an official raised government seal, but the corner of the paper showed subtle glue discoloration. Investigation revealed that young Daniyal was the sole heir to over 300 acres of prime fertile land near the Sutlej River basin. After his parents died in a tragic car accident in early 1998, his uncle Rashid took legal guardianship. Weeks later, Rashid announced to the extended family that he was taking the grieving boy to live permanently in Great Britain. Relatives recalled seeing the magistrate board the flight with a small boy wrapped in a heavy winter coat and wool cap, despite the scorching June summer heat. No family member ever spoke directly to the child again, communicating only through short written letters sent from London. Forensic experts in Islamabad analyzed the soil surrounding the wooden chest. The mineral composition matched the private estate grounds owned by Magistrate Rashid. Furthermore, carbon dating confirmed the child died weeks before the international flight ever departed. Officer Farouk summoned the retired magistrate for intense interrogation. Now an elderly man of immense political influence, Rashid maintained his innocence. He claimed his nephew had lived happily in England for decades. When asked to produce proof of life, Rashid provided British bank accounts and land transfer deeds bearing Daniyal's active signature dated just last month. Police tracked down the individual currently living under Daniyal's identity in a quiet suburb outside Manchester. Interpol raided the English property, discovering an imposter. The man living as Daniyal was actually the son of Rashid's former house servant, sent overseas as a child under forged documents. For nearly 3 decades, Rashid had operated a shadow life, using the imposter to sign legal documents in England while quietly selling off the dead boy's Pakistani land holdings acre by acre. But the dark truth ran even deeper than a desperate land grab. A breakthrough came when investigators re-examined the initial coroner report from 1998 regarding the car crash that killed Daniyal's parents. The original mechanic notes revealed the brake lines of their vehicle had been deliberately cut. Rashid had not merely stolen an estate after a tragedy. He had orchestrated the total destruction of his brother's family to claim the inheritance. The final horror emerged when the forensic team found the preserved wool cap in the wooden chest. The child had not been poisoned or shot. He had been locked inside the airtight trunk while still alive. The public outcry across Punjab was immediate and fierce. Decades of corruption, bribed airport screeners, and forged immigration logs crumbled as the Supreme Court took direct notice of the case. Magistrate Rashid was arrested at his Grand Lahore mansion while trying to flee to Dubai. The servant's son in England turned state witness, confessing that he was forced to play the role of the dead boy under threat of violence against his remaining family in Pakistan. Justice had finally caught up to the powerful magistrate. Today, a simple marble headstone stands in the quiet cemetery of Kasur, marking the true resting place of young Daniyal Chaudhry. The highway expansion project now runs past the field where the chest was unearthed, a silent witness to a 28-year lie. The case remains a chilling reminder of how money and power can erase a life on paper, but the earth never forgets. Though decades passed in silence, the truth eventually forced its way through the clay to demand justice.